Well, it's his first time headed to Worlds and just a short time. We're joined right now by Solo with coverage brought to you by Alienware to talk about it. Solo, the only member of your team who hasn't made it to Worlds so far, and I think we saw that in the celebration on stream after you guys qualified. I got to imagine this has got to be a really good moment for you. Oh, did I lose you? It looks like you're muted.
Oh,
There
no,
we
no,
go.
sorry. I had
Yeah,
my
you're
mic
back.
muted. I'm sorry. I was super excited. And it was kind of funny because I figured that everyone would have like a similar reaction. I thought everyone would be super pumped, and then when they showed the replay, it was like Turtle's just like, meh, just another day at the
Yeah.
job. And I was like the only one freaking out, which was kind of funny.
I mean, maybe the first time is always the best, but so you've been how long have you been playing competitively?
So I want to say, at least for like including like challenger play stuff, I want to say it's probably been maybe 6 years, maybe something like
Yeah,
that. But I started playing in LCS in 2018 with Clutch, so this is my third year in LCS.
gotcha. And now finally making it to Worlds. What was interesting to me was, and I mentioned this I think in the Turtle interview, they tweeted and said, okay, we don't have Xmithy or Soaz at Worlds this year. Is Doublelift going to be the oldest player? I did not know you were older than Doublelift. You will
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than Doublelift.
and I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't seen yet if BRTT made it to Worlds because I know he might be the oldest. But you, if he didn't make it, there's a chance where you are the oldest player at Worlds. I don't know if you've realized that yet.
That's pretty crazy. No, I haven't thought about that too much. It's funny too because I did see your tweet about Doublelift being the oldest player, and it didn't even come to mind that I'm slightly older than
Yeah,
Doublelift,
yeah. Some
even though I had known that
yeah,
before.
a couple people replied to that tweet and told me about it. So that's it's kind of cool. I think we'll have to see how everything goes for FlyQuest, but it would be really cool to see the story of the team because in part because I really like the fact that both Santorin and Turtle haven't been there for 5 years, and the last time they were
Yeah.
there was together. So it's kind of cool to see all of you guys make it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun for them to be back as
Yeah.
well, I'm sure.
So now you guys are headed off. I've been asking everybody how they're feeling about having to do 14 days of quarantine playing Chinese solo queue. So I'm kind of curious. Is that something you're nervous about?
Um, a little bit. I think at first I totally didn't even cross my mind that we'd have to quarantine. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Um, and at first I thought too that we would just do it as a team, and I'd be like, okay, guys, let's just have a little hangout for 2 weeks. Be in a little bubble with the team. We could just, with the
Yeah.
boys. And then they're like, no, no, you're like alone in a hotel room. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do we get like a little bit of time to like go outside today? They're like, no, no, no. You just are
Yes.
in a hotel.
Solitary confinement, essentially. I mean,
I'm like, so it's like a prison. They're
yes.
like, yeah, yeah, pretty much.
you'll,
Um,
you'll have a computer at
so
least.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be nice. And I'm sure we'll scrim, a large majority of that. So, there'll be time well spent. But, hopefully, you don't end up going a little crazy by the time you come out of
Yeah.
it. But it's kind of just the way things have to be, I
I
guess.
hope the room service is at least really good.
I did check out the hotel. It seemed like pretty awesome stuff.
Okay.
So I'm excited that, it seems like Riot's doing a really good job of accommodating us.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be an experience.
Yeah, for sure. What a weird experience. It's like you go from qualifying to Worlds, then you go to doing 14 days of quarantine in a hotel room, then you go to playing at Worlds, but there won't be like an audience, at least in the
Yeah.
beginning. I think they're hoping to get one later on, but so it's got to be a wild experience. You mentioned in an interview, I saw the headline about and some of the conversation in the interview was about you feeling as though people put so much stock into like the brands of these old teams that if you guys win, people will be more down on North America. Is that something that bothers you, or is that kind of nice in a sense because maybe you go to Worlds and people have lower expectations and maybe it's easier to upset them?
I never really thought about that. Yeah, I guess maybe people will give us more praise if we just make it out of groups or
Yeah,
something, or win a couple games. Um, yeah, I think I don't know. I still think I'm like spot on with that. And it's not surprising, and I'm not like bent out of shape about it. I think that's just kind of the nature of the game, especially when you've had orgs that have been around since the beginning. There's going to be a lot of loyalty, and when those orgs have also had like success in the past, when someone who hasn't proven themselves kind of shows up, it's easy to think that like, oh, they're just gonna like choke it at the international, or they're not gonna do as good as these other players because they've been there more often. But we'll just have to play our game and do our best and see what happens.
Well, groups aren't drawn yet, but are there any teams in particular or players that you're looking to play against or hoping to?
Yeah, we'll see what seed we end up being. I think I want to see, I want to play against the LPL teams and see just how good they are. I want to play against Fnatic and G2 because I look up to both, Wonder and Bwipo. I think they're both like terrific players, and I think I like their styles quite a lot. So, either of those would be great, and then, we'll see what ends up being for seeding and who we get. But, I'm down to play anyone. I think it's just going to be awesome regardless.
Yeah, very good. This interview will probably come out after this weekend, but is there a desire from you, like, does the lack of hype around FlyQuest or the lack of faith inspire you to want to win even harder, to win in finals? Because so many people, are on the TL or TSM train, so doing that, I feel like will, even if it doesn't shut up the haters, it'll make them frustrated, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much more motivation I need particularly,
Yeah,
but
fair.
I am excited, and it's honestly, after we beat TL, it's been a little bit different this week just because I think this is probably one of the first times, at least since I've been here, that it's felt like people are starting to think that we're the favorites.
Yeah.
So that's been a very interesting change. It's almost like the culture is kind of shifting within, which has been a very weird experience. But I just hope that we can play, the way we've been playing when it comes this weekend, and hopefully win the championship.
Well, looking forward to seeing how it goes for you guys this weekend, and especially at Worlds in just a short time. I found out that you guys are flying in basically less than a week, so that's kind of a wild.
Oh yeah, we're like gone the next day after, pretty much.
Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there who are, hopeful for North America, not hopeful for North America, just waiting for Worlds, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say that, every team that goes there is obviously trying their best, and win or lose, these are all like the best teams of the region. They're all competing at a really high level, and at the end of the day, there can only be like one winner. So you gotta have a lot of losers in there.
Yeah. That's a great way to manage expectations for us. Thanks so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thank you so much for watching that piece of content. Trying to bring more energy to these outros lately because people sometimes say I don't got it, but I got it. Woo! Okay, listen. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Alienware sponsored this video. I really appreciate them and everything they do. There's a link in the video description below if you want to click that and go check out some of their stuff, including, by the way, and I don't think it's up on the site yet, but very soon, consider it as a preview because there's some articles out about it. They've announced a 360 hertz refresh rate monitor. So if you're doing some FPS gaming, some stuff where you want high refresh rates, that's where you go. Also, they're going to do a 38-inch ultra-wide curved. I've got their 34 right now, and I love it. But this is going to be bonkers. Then they also have a 27-inch gaming monitor coming with an edge-to-edge display with NVIDIA G-Sync Ultimate. And a 240 hertz refresh rate. So there's just a bunch of cool stuff that they're doing in the monitor space right now. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to click that link below.